Today I'm making for you some vegan, gluten-free chocolate no-bake cookies. It'll take about 10 minutes to complete. You're just going to need a half a cup of coconut oil, 2 cups of granulated sugar, a half a cup of an unsweetened dairy-free milk beverage of your choice. I decided to use an unsweetened coconut milk. Then you'll just need a quarter cup of cocoa powder, half a cup of creamy peanut butter. However, I used chunky peanut butter because chunky peanut butter is my favorite peanut butter. And then you'll just need 3.5 cups of quick cooking oats and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then you'll just put the sugar, coconut oil, and milk beverage of your choice along with the cocoa powder into a 4-quart saucepan and whisk until combined and no lumps remain. Then you will place the pan over medium heat and wait for your concoction to start boiling. You'll leave it at a rolling boil for about a minute, making sure to stir your concoction so that way none of the sugar sticks to the bottom of your pan. Once it's boiled for about a minute, you're going to want to remove it from the heat and stir in the oats, vanilla extract, and creamy peanut butter, or of course in my case, chunky peanut butter. And then once that is combined, you'll have kind of a gooey mixture, but it smells amazing, so don't worry there. It might not look the most appetizing at the moment, but it still tastes pretty great even in that kind of melted gooey state. And then you're just going to drop some lumps of your mixture onto a cookie sheet covered with wax paper, and you can use a tablespoon or anything else to do this. The recipe that I found just calls for a tablespoon. And then once you're done with that, you're just going to put it into the fridge for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how set you want it and how hot your mixture was and how big of lumps you made. As you can see, it's starting to boil, so just a few more minutes. Now that it's starting to boil, we want to make sure to set the timer for 1 minute and make sure to continue stirring it. And now we're going to take it off the heat, and don't forget to turn off the burner. And now we're just going to add to the pan, according to the recipe, the peanut butter, oats, and vanilla. When scooping out the peanut butter from the measuring cup, it might be easier to use anything like a spoon or a knife to help you get it out. The recipe does call for creamy peanut butter, but my favorite kind of peanut butter is the chunky peanut butter, so I decided to change it up a little bit and we'll see how it goes. We're going to add in our 3.5 cups of oatmeal. And we're just going to go ahead and pour it in there. 3.5 cups of oatmeal. This is what it looks like so far. And then last, we have our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We're just going to pour that right on top. Alright, next up, we're just going to stir it in with a spatula, wooden spoon. This is just the first thing I had, so I'm just going to go with this. Now it's still really hot from being boiled, so we're going to try not to touch it with our hands. But we're just going to give this a good stir in here for a minute until it's all mixed up. Make sure it might be a bit hard to get that peanut butter mixed up. but since the coconut milk, cocoa powder, coconut oil, and sugar was so hot, it should just melt right in. And now we're just going to start putting it onto a cookie sheet with wax paper, as you can see here, by the tablespoon, just into little mounds of the no-bake cookie dough. Just by little tablespoons. You can make them as big or as small as you want. This is just what this recipe calls for. Just makes little bite-sized cookies. And then you can place them as far away as you want or as close as you want. And you don't have to use just the one cookie sheet. You can use multiple. Alright, time to go into the fridge. And now that they're ready, we can just go ahead and use another spatula like this and carefully take each one off of the cookie sheet and put it right onto a plate. And these are the ones that you can enjoy right away, but if you plan on keeping them, you want to cover them up with saran wrap and put them back into the fridge until you're ready to enjoy them. Once it's set, you can enjoy, of course, or if you're planning on keeping them, they'll stay for about a week and a half, maybe 2. However, in my case, they don't last that long because they are just too good, maybe a little dangerous and addictive to last that long. But hopefully this is a really easy recipe for you to follow. And if you try the recipe, I hope you enjoy it.